just announced that we were building a 2 gigawatt plus data center in Louisiana.
Celebrations continue over Meta's AI data center coming to Northeast Louisiana.
We were in this for the long term, and we are committed to building the most advanced AI in the world.
600%. That's how much vehicle crashes have increased in Holly Ridge, Louisiana since Meta started building next door. According to the Gulf States newsroom, local police responded to 9 crashes in all of 2024. By mid-September 2025, 64. Let me explain. Meta is constructing what they call Hyperion, a $27 billion data center less than a mile from an elementary school in rural Louisiana. The company told investigators they strive to be, quote, good neighbors.
We are actively on the ground every day, and we want to listen and learn and meet the community where they're at.
The Gulf States newsroom interviewed a dozen residents living on the roads surrounding the construction site. Every single one said the same thing. Meta has never contacted them, not once, not even after they filed complaints with local police. One woman lives directly across from the construction site. Her words to reporters? Nobody hadn't come talk to me about nothing. Good neighbors. The Hyperion project will consume 5 gigawatts of power when operational. That's enough electricity to run over 1 million American homes. The data center will employ around 500 permanent workers when it opens in 2030. 500 jobs. For a town of fewer than 2,000 people where nearly a quarter already live below the poverty line. Sounds generous. Until you count the cost they're paying right now. The traffic data tells the story clearly. According to Louisiana's Department of Transportation, a counter in front of Holly Ridge Elementary School recorded 1,817 vehicles passing in a single day back in February 2022. That same counter in July 2025, over 5,200 vehicles, nearly triple. And that was during summer break, with no school traffic. The Gulf States newsroom obtained police crash records. The incidents read like dispatches from a war zone. 2 dump trucks collided head-on. The driver who caused it had an expired license and injuries so severe he was airlifted to a hospital. The helicopter landed in a field behind the elementary school. In another crash involving an 18-wheeler and a tipper truck, the driver responsible told police he does not and has never had a driver's license. Process that. One Meta dump truck driver fled the scene after a hit and run. Another driver abandoned his wrecked construction vehicle on the road, so he wouldn't miss a meeting at the Hyperion site. Residents describe Meta drivers who think they run this road. Mailboxes destroyed, street signs demolished, gates smashed, a brand new 45-mile-per-hour speed limit sign installed in front of one resident's home is already bent at an angle, from being struck by a passing truck. The financial picture is just as reckless. When Meta announced this project in December 2024, the price tag was $10 billion.
We're anticipating more than a $10 billion investment in this particular data center region.
9 months later, according to NOLA.com, that number has ballooned to $27 billion, nearly triple the original estimate. And Mark Zuckerberg told investors the footprint could grow from 70 football fields to the size of Manhattan. The Wall Street Journal reported on the convoluted financing arrangement. Meta only owns 20% of the facility. The rest belongs to Blue Owl Capital, a New York asset management firm. Meta will lease back the buildings it's currently destroying a town to construct.
For taking the steps and very quickly implementing a sales tax exemption, because that's what these data center companies really need.
But Louisiana's state officials didn't seem concerned about the details. The Gulf States newsroom reports the Hyperion project came together through a whirlwind of negotiations and non-disclosure agreements. State officials rewrote laws and created new tax exemptions, specifically to win this deal. They gave away the town. The company didn't even have to pay full price. And the infrastructure is already failing. Residents report rust-colored tap water coming from their faucets. Intermittent blackouts have started plaguing the area. The data center isn't even operational yet. This is just the construction phase. A 4th grader at Holly Ridge Elementary School doesn't care that the road in front of her school leads to what will become the largest data center in the world. She just wants her playground back. The school shut it down this year. 3 crashes involving construction vehicles near the front lawn made administrators decide it wasn't safe for children anymore. She told the Gulf States newsroom that she and her grandmother almost got killed by an 18-wheel semi-truck. The truck crashed into the school gate. They had to rebuild it entirely. Her words, "That's why they're saying we shouldn't go out there, because there's too many wrecks and Meta trucks, and they could crash." She's 9 years old. She understands the situation perfectly. Another resident lives directly across the street from the construction site. Workers park in her yard without permission. She told reporters she waits until evening to walk to her mailbox because she's afraid of being hit by trucks during the day. Think about that. A woman in her own home on her own property, too terrified to check her mail until the sun goes down. This is what progress looks like in Holly Ridge. Children locked out of playgrounds, elderly residents dodging trucks, families watching their tap water turn brown. Meta's press release called this facility the next generation of AI infrastructure. For the people living next to it, the future arrived early. It looks like rust-colored water and helicopter evacuations. Meta executive Rachel Peterson issued a statement about the project. "We are proud to be part of the Richland Parish community." Proud. 64 crashes, a shuttered playground, unlicensed drivers operating 18-wheelers past an elementary school, residents too scared to check their mail. This is what corporate pride produces, and Holly Ridge is just the beginning. Data centers are spreading across rural America like a slow-moving disaster. Every town that lands one of these facilities follows the same trajectory. Promises of economic development, followed by traffic nightmares, water shortages, power grid strain, and communities left cleaning up messes they never asked for. The 500 permanent jobs Meta promises won't arrive until 2030. The crashes, the contaminated water, the blackouts, those arrived in 2025. 5 years of destruction for 500 jobs. In a town where a quarter of the population already lives in poverty, the math never works for the people who actually live there. Louisiana officials rewrote their laws to attract this project. They created special tax exemptions. They signed non-disclosure agreements. They competed for the privilege of hosting Meta's infrastructure. They won. The residents of Holly Ridge lost. And nothing will change. Because this isn't a story about one company or one town. It's the same story playing out wherever a tech giant decides to build. The pattern never breaks. Promise augmentation, deliver destruction. Claim partnership, ignore complaints. Call it progress while children lose their playgrounds. The damage will be the same.